Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Miss Fatma is speaking. Today we'll discuss chapter 9, which is about teaching speaking. We have two main ideas, in this lecture, which are to develop teachers' ability to teach speaking and to develop students' oral proficiency. Here, if I ask you, what is speaking? Give a definition of speaking. Speaking is the process of building and sharing meaning through the use of verbal and non-verbal symbols in a variety of contexts. Here, meanings, such as feelings, opinions, personal details, functions, such as giving advice, expressing hope, telling stories, daily routines, describing people, places, objects, and habits. Contexts, such as formal, informal, at home, maybe at school, maybe in the street, on holiday, at a mall, a situation, and so on. So, speaking skill is the art of communications and one of the four productive skills that must mastered in learning foreign language. Good speaking skill is the act of generating words that can be understood by listeners. Also, a good speaker is clear and informative. Speaking is the second of the four language skills, which are listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Speaking involves talking, or giving speeches. What is teaching speaking? Yes. What is meant by teaching speaking? Yes. Teaching speaking is to teach our English as second language learners to produce the English speech sounds and sound patterns, to use word, sentence, stress, intonation, patterns, and the rhythm of the second language, to teach our learners to select appropriate words and sentences according to the proper social setting, audience situation, and subject matter. To teach our students, to organize their thoughts in meaningful and logical sequence. To teach our students to use language as a means of expressing values and judgments. Here, also to teach our students to use the language quickly and confidently with a few unnatural pauses, which is called as fluency. Here, if I ask you, how do we teach speaking? How do we as teachers teach speaking? Yes. Of course, teachers have to provide authentic practice that prepares their students for real-life communication situations. Teachers have to help their students develop the ability to produce grammatically correct, logically connected sentences that are appropriate to specific context, and to do so using acceptable pronunciation. Thus, teachers should provide their students with real life situations. So, teachers should create a classroom environment where students have real life communication, authentic activities, and meaningful tasks. That promote oral language. This can occur and when students collaborate in groups to achieve a goal or to complete a task. Yes, here we have some suggestions for teachers in teaching speaking. Firstly, teachers should provide maximum opportunity to students to speak the target language by providing rich environment that contains collaborative work, authentic materials, and tasks, as well as shared knowledge. Teachers should try to involve each student in every speaking activity. For this aim, students can participate can participate in different ways. Also teachers should it's necessary to reduce teacher speaking time in class while increasing students speaking time. Teachers should indicate positive signs when commenting on a student's response. Actually, teachers should ask eliciting questions such as, what do you mean? How did you reach that conclusion, in order to encourage and enhance their students to speak more. Teachers should provide written feedback to their students, like, your representation was really great. It was a good job. I really appreciated your efforts in preparing the materials and efficient use of your voice, and so on. Teachers, don't correct students' pronunciation mistakes very often while they are speaking. Correction shouldn't distract students from their speech. Also, teachers should involve speaking activities not only in class but also out of class. Contact other people who can help. Teachers should circulate around the classroom to ensure that students are on the right track and see whether they need your help while they work in groups or pairs. Teachers should provide the vocabulary beforehand that students need in a speaking activity. Also, teachers should diagnose problems faced by students who have difficulty in expressing themselves in the target language and provide more opportunities to practice the spoken language. Yes, here we have some types of communicative activities to get students to speak, such as discussions, role play, simulations, information gap, picture describing, find the difference, storytelling, and so on. Here, we have discussions. Here, the discussion activity can be held for various reasons. Firstly, is to arrive at a conclusion or to share ideas about an event, or to find solutions in their discussion groups. So before that discussion, it is essential that the purpose of the discussion activity is set by the teacher. Why? Yes, because in this way, the discussion points are relevant to this purpose, so that students don't spend their time chatting with each other about irrelevant things. For example, students can become involved and agree or disagree discussions. In this type of discussions, the teacher can form groups of students, preferably 4 to 5 or 4 or 5 in each group, and provide controversial sentences like people learn best when they read versus people learn best when they travel. Then each group works on their topic for a given time period and, and presents their opinions to the class. I think it's essential that the speaking should be equally divided among group members. At the end, the class decides on the winning group who defended the idea in the best way. Thus, this activity fosters critical thinking and quick decision making. Also, students can learn how to express and justify themselves in polite ways while disagreeing with the others. For efficient group discussions, it is always better not to form large groups. Why? Of course, because white students may avoid contributing in large groups. The group members can be either assigned by the teacher or the students may determine and identify it by themselves. But groups should be rearranged in every discussion activity so that students can work with various people and learn to be open to different ideas. Lastly, in class or group discussions, whatever the aim is, the students should always be encouraged to ask questions, paraphrase ideas, express support, check of clarification, and so on. Yes, here we have another activity of speaking role play. Yeah. Here, in role play, students pretend, they are in various social contexts and have a variety of social rules. So in role play activities, the teacher gives information to the learners such as who they are and what they think or feel. Thus, the teacher can tell the student that you are, for example, you're Ahmad, David, whatever, you go to the doctor and tell him what happened last night, and so on. A role play lesson has 7 stages, which are introduction, assessment, preparation, check understanding, practice, performance, and the last stage is feedback and comment. Here, in the introduction stage, teachers explain the role play setting, rules involved, duration, requirements, etc. In the assessment stage, teachers make it clear to all students what aspects are to be assessed in the role play. For example, language accuracy, effort, imagination, customs, preparatives, etc. But in the preparation stage, teachers should allow enough time for students to prepare their dialogues. In the check understanding stage, the teacher should ensure that students understand what they have to do and are confident with the vocabulary used on the role play handout before they begin. In the practice stage, students are given time to practice their dialogue, and create the right mood. And we have the performance stage. Here, students, as you see here in the picture, students can perform, okay, their rules. And the last stage is feedback and comment. Students, okay, can take feedback and comment from their teachers. Yes, here we have simulations. This is another activity, okay, of speaking. Here, okay, simulations are very similar to role plays. But if I ask you, what is the difference between simulations and role plays activities? Yes. Uh, what makes simulations different than role plays is that, okay, they are more elaborate. Simulations are more elaborate. In simulations, students can bring items to the class to create a realistic environment. For example, if a student is acting as a president, he or she wears a suit and brings a microphone to deliver his speech. So, plays and simulations have many advantages. As you see here, okay, students, what they wear, yes, okay, while they are doing, the rules in the simulation activity, yes. So, such activities motivate the students and increase the self-confidence of hesitant students. And here we have information gap activity. Okay, in such activities, students are supposed to be working in pairs. Okay, as you see here, okay, in this picture, one student will have the information that other partner doesn't have, and the partners will share their information. Information gap activities serve many purposes, such as solving a problem or gathering information. Also, each partner plays an important role because the task can't be completed if the partners don't provide the information the others need. Thus, these activities are effective. Why? Yes, of course, because everybody has the opportunity to talk extensively in the target language. Story completion activity. Here, okay, this activity is a very enjoyable, holy class free speaking activity for which students sit in a circle. For this activity, a teacher starts to tell a story, but after a few sentences, he or she stops narrating. Then each student starts to narrate from the point where the previous one stopped. Each student is supposed to add from 4 to 10 sentences, and students can add new characters, events, descriptions, and so on. Here we have, okay, story completion with keywords given. As you see here, okay, it was, okay, you need to use a data show projector. Here the teacher can ask their students to look at the picture and try to imagine what happened. Students can use some of the words here, okay, as you see in the yellow color. Yeah. Here the situation, it was a very hot Friday morning. The weather was very nice and the streets were almost empty. Okay, so here, the students can complete the story by using these keys, words. Also, we have picture narrating activity. This activity is based on several sequential pictures, as you see here. Okay, students are asked to tell the story taking place in the sequential pictures by paying attention to the criteria, provided by the teacher as a rubric. Here, okay, what are rubrics? Yes, rubrics can include the vocabulary or structures. For example, past simple. Okay, students need to use while narrating. Here, okay, we have reporting activity, the reporting activity. Okay, before, okay, coming to the class, okay, teachers can ask their students to read a newspaper or magazine, and in class, students report to their friends what they find as the most interesting in news. Teachers can also ask their students to watch a specific program on a specific channel, such as BBC, Daily, Space Tune, and so on. Time of the program should be given well in advance. Then students could be asked to report back what they have seen and express their views concerning what was presented in the program or cartoon film. Here, okay, in the picture describing activity, students, okay, describe what it is in the picture. Here, just, okay, teacher can ask, her students to describe what it is in the picture. Here, students discuss the picture with their groups. Then a spokesperson for each group describes the picture to the whole class. This activity fosters and enhances the creativity and imagination of the learners, as well as their public speaking skills. Okay, this activity could also be used as a springboard for a whole class discussion. So here, okay, these are some activities that promote and encourage speaking, such as discussions, role plays, simulations, information gap, brainstorming, storytelling, and so on. Here, okay, what are the characteristics of a successful speaking activity? Yes, here, in a successful speaking activity, learners talk a lot, participation is even, motivation is high, and language is of an acceptable level. Here, okay, we have some problems with the speaking activities. Here you have inhibition, nothing to say, low or uneven participation, and mother tongue use. Okay, what the teacher can do to help to solve, like these problems. Again, what the teacher can do to help to solve, some of, these problems. Yeah, of course. Teacher can use group work. Teachers can paste the activity on easy language. Also, they can make a careful choice of topic and of the topic and the task to stimulate interest. Actually, teachers can give some instructions or training in discussion skills. Moreover, teachers can keep students speaking the target language. Here we have some strategies, of speaking activities, which are, teachers, can choose the topic and the task carefully. Teachers should keep students speaking the target language. Also they can paste tasks on comprehensible language. And teachers can give instructions or training in discussion skills. Here we have some tips for teaching speaking. Teachers can use a range of techniques, capitalize on intrinsic motivation, use authentic language, in meaningful context. Give feedback and be careful with corrections. Teach speaking skills in conjunction with listening. Allow students to initiate communication, encourage speaking strategies. Here, we have, what are the principles of teaching speaking for beginners and for intermediate students or learners? Here, we have some principles of teaching speaking for beginners. Uh, yes, Yes, here we have teachers should provide something for the learners to talk about. They can create opportunities for students to interact by using group work or peer work. Also, teachers can manipulate physical arrangements to promote speaking practice. But here, we have some principles of teaching speaking for intermediate learners. Teachers can plan speaking tasks that involve negotiation for meaning. Also teachers can design both transactional and interpersonal speaking activities. Teachers can personalize the speaking activities whenever possible. Here, feedback and correction. Feedback and correction in speaking activities. Or in speaking lesson. Feedback. In feedback, learners need encouragement, and they need to know when they are making mistakes that cause other people not to understand or misunderstand them. And in the correction stage, it is more difficult to decide when to correct. So teachers can choose to correct as soon as the mistake is made or at the end of the activity or class. Yes, here, we have an advantage of immediate correction, which is yes here that yes is that the learner can correct the error and use the corrected language for the rest of the activity. But the disadvantage is that correction can break the flow of communication and possibly demotivate and embarrass the learner. So it's very necessary, for teachers to take their attention, for teachers to pay their attention, to choose the appropriate time, to insert and correct students' mistakes or errors. Just to sum up. Yes, here, if the teacher try to encourage, if the teachers try to encourage, and support their students to speak by using as many ways as possible, and creating a good language speaking environment, students will speak actively, willingly, and naturally. Also, speaking as one of the four skills can be mastered only through practice. Practice makes perfect. In addition, practice makes, if not perfect, at least fluent speaker. Moreover, speaking activities are the fundamental for speaking. So, I think, whoever knows speaking a language, it means they know the language, and vice versa. Thank you. Have a nice day.